Hello, good morning, and very warm welcome to all of you in our YouTube channel. Let's learn and grow together. So, this is the lecture on subject thermodynamics. In the last lecture, we have discussed about some fundamental laws, that is zeroth law and first law of thermodynamics. Now, we will move with the second law of thermodynamics. We are going to deal with this law in this lecture. So let's see what it is and why this law has been invented or evolved. So actually, in the first law of thermodynamics, there are certain drawbacks. The law states that the energy and work are transferable, intertransferable, but it does not focus on how much heat can be transferred into work. So that difficulty is overcome by this second law of thermodynamics. Here again there are two statements of this second law of thermodynamics. First one, that is Kelvin-Planck statement, and second one, that is Clausius statement. So one by one we will deal with these laws. So we will see what is the exact statement of this Kelvin-Planck. So according to the Kelvin-Planck statement, it says that we cannot construct any device, or the statement of this Kelvin-Planck is, it is impossible to construct a device whose sole effect or whose net effect is to transmit total amount of energy into useful work. So according to this, it says that, and this statement counts the some losses that are occurring in the engine, and this is what it gives the development of the concept of thermal efficiency of the engine. And this statement is applicable to the heat engine, where we are giving heat as a input parameter and we are getting as mechanical work as output. So here the energy conversion is taking place, and this statement or Kelvin-Planck statement will consider the effect of losses in an engine, and it gives the concept of efficiency. So for any device, the efficiency is nothing but the output divided by input. So here in case of heat engine, we are giving thermal energy or heat as a input, and output we are getting as a mechanical work. So here it will be work upon heat supplied. So here according to this law, the heat, and in case of heat engine, the heat is transmitted between a high temperature reservoir, it is called as the source, which is at temperature T1, and the heat is given to the low temperature body or low temperature reservoir, which is at temperature T2, and in between that we are getting work as output. Okay, so suppose Q1 is the heat at temperature Q1 is the heat supplied at temperature T1, and Q2 is the heat given to the sink at temperature T2, and W we are getting as a output work. So according to this statement, the output work will be somewhat less than the input heat, and according to this we can write as work is equal to W, and input we are giving it as a heat Q1. If we balance this equation, So in that case, if you consider the total amount of heat is supplied to the engine is equal to Q1, and from which some part will be converted into useful work W, and some part of the heat will be given out to the environment as Q2. So here we can write Q1 is equal to what? Q2 plus W. Okay, so here if you get from this equation we will get the net work done, that is W is equal to Q1 minus Q2 minus Q2. So we can place instead of this W we can put this value of W in terms of heat. Okay, so we can write it as Q1 minus Q2 upon Q1. Okay, so here you consider, and again we have the equation from the heat transfer. Q is equal to MCP, Q is equal to MCP delta T, from which we can get Q by T is equal to constant, and for this condition we can write as Q1 by Q2 is equal to T1 by T2. So we can, if we split this equation of Q1 minus Q2 upon Q1, we can write it as 1 minus Q2 by Q1. So here Q2 by Q1 we can write, if we take the inverse of this equation, we can put that Q2 by Q1 is equal to T2 by T1. So we can write here 1 minus Q2 by Q1. So we can write it as 1 minus T2 by T1. So we'll get this equation as thermal efficiency of engine is equal to T1 minus T2 upon T1. So we can get this thermal efficiency of the engine in terms of temperature also. So this is all about the Kelvin-Planck statement, which is applicable to the heat engine. Now we will see the second part of this second law of thermodynamics, that is the Clausius statement, and this Clausius statement is applicable for a refrigerator system. So let's see what is the statement of this Clausius. Okay, now according to this Clausius statement, it is impossible to construct a device which can transmit heat from low temperature body to higher temperature body without any supply of external work. Or without any input. So that is the statement. It means that actually we have seen for the heat transfer the temperature difference is required, and heat always flows from high temperature body to the low temperature body. So according to this statement, we cannot transmit the heat from low temperature body to the higher temperature body without any input parameter or input work. So in case of refrigerator, the heat is always transferred from low temperature body to the higher temperature body, and we are supplying input work as a compressor work. So this statement is applicable for the refrigerator system. So we can see here in case of refrigerator system also, again there are two reservoirs, higher temperature reservoir which is at temperature T1, or we can call it as a source, and heat is absorbed from the low temperature reservoir, or it is called as the sink, which is at temperature T2, and to cause this heat flow from low temperature body, we need to supply some work to the system, and that is nothing but the compressor work W. Here it is the refrigerator R. So we can see here the heat again it is absorbed at temperature T2, and heat will be equal to Q2, and heat will be supplied to the high temperature source at temperature T1, that is equal to Q1. So we can see here in terms of again for this refrigerator system, one parameter which counts the efficiency of this setup or this system, that is nothing but the COP. COP means coefficient of performance. Similar to the engine, again we are in case of engine we measure the performance of engine by a concept of thermal efficiency. In the similar fashion we can measure the performance of this refrigerator system by the term COP, that is nothing but the coefficient of performance. So what it is? COP is nothing but it is the ratio of a refrigerating effect we are getting as an output to the work supplied W. So here again refrigerating effect is equal to what? Amount of heat absorbed from the low temperature sink, and that is equal to Q2. So we can write here Q2, and work provided, here you can see Q2 is the heat absorbed and some amount of work is supplied to that, and total heat will be supplied to the source at temperature T1, that is equal to Q1. So again here will be a heat balance. So the addition of these two quantities Q2 and W should be equal to this total heat delivered to the environment, so which is equal to Q1. So we can write here balance between these parameters. Q1 is equal to Q2 plus W. So here W we can write as Q1 minus Q2. So we can place the value of this W in this equation of COP. So we can get it as in terms of heats only, Q2 divided by Q1 minus Q2. By using the equation of heat transfer, Q is equal to mCp delta T, we can put all these value in this equation and we will get the equation in terms of temperature. So it will be Q2 will become as a T2, Q1 will become as a T1, and Q2 will become as a T2. So we will get this COP of refrigerator in terms of temperature also. So we can get this equation. So we come across the COP, that is nothing but the performance measurement parameter of this refrigerator. Hope you will understand it in a better way.
Hopefully you might have enjoyed the lecture. Then please do like the video and know your thoughts in comments. Please do share this video among your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. After subscription you can press the bell icon to never miss the notification regarding our new videos. Thank you so much.